Good afternoon. Welcome to Wearside. I'm Elizabeth Kazbure. Your top stories this lunchtime in the Northeast. Plans for a new railway line which will run from the Northeast to Manchester have been finalized. Politicians and business leaders in the Northeast have produced a £60 billion plan which will be publicised early next year. The plans have been put together by Transport Body Transport for the North. A teacher from Hartlepool has been banned from the profession for having an affair with a 16-year-old pupil. David Fenwick first started the relationship with the teenager after kissing her at their school's prom night. The 44-year-old, who has been teaching since 1996, has been spoken to informally on 4 different occasions about maintaining professional boundaries with pupils. A University of Sunderland lecturer is trying to change people's attitudes towards the beauty industry. Dr. Alex Lockwood is hoping to help people live more sustainably by taking them on a tour of Newcastle and explaining how the beauty industry affects the environment. Commissioned by the New Bridge project, the walking tour is being recorded as part of a series of green living podcasts called Shift and Signal. Warden Wearside, Emma Lawson joined the tour in Newcastle City Centre.
There's more men called Dave who are chief executives of the FTSE 100 companies than there are women in total. So these walks are just about getting people out and looking at culture, looking at society, looking at us on the high street, and actually then getting people to think about it, slowly reflect upon it, move from places of mainstream ways of doing things into more alternative ways of doing things, and then taking that forward in their own lives. The Shift and Signal series of podcasts is about looking at how we're living and seeing if we can live more sustainably, and it's commissioned by the New Bridge project here in Newcastle, and it's like a real real exploration of sort of like deeper reasons to why we might be attached to the ways that we're living that are unsustainable. So rather than think about just changing our light bulbs or driving like in electric cars, it's about thinking about, do we need to tackle things like toxic masculinity? Do we need to tackle ideals of beauty? And do we need to tackle things like human supremacy over like the planet? Because they're the real sort of sense of identity that are stopping people changing their whole culture. Because in the UK, we use 4 times as much of our fair share of the planet's resources than we should be. And so we've got a lot to think about in terms of ways of changing how we're living to be more sustainable. So that's really what it's all about.
A Newcastle market has been getting shoppers into the festive spirit with late-night shopping and carols. The Granger Market in Newcastle City Centre has held a Christmas-themed event to help local producers and artists from the Northeast. Hundreds of people also join in with a rendition of the Pog's Fairy Tale of New York. Warden Wearside Yolanda Branch reports.
Shoppers gathered in their thousands at the over 100-year-old Granger Market as it held its second ever Christmas night this December. Over 11,000 people wandered the market filled with music as carol singers took centre stage. As well as carolers, visitors were treated to other festivities like dancing and stall holders selling a range of festive treats.
We sort of hand make everything, obviously except the glasses. We put all of the vinyl on, all of the designs and stuff, so there's all of that set up, and then we'd sort of put these reindeer discs together and stuff and paint all of those. So there's quite a lot of preparation and stuff, but it's definitely worth it, just sort of managing the time.
Many of the stalls there were collecting donations to help those in need during the Christmas period.
We're here tonight on behalf of Newcastle United Fans Food Bank. We're hoping to collect loads of donations that we can give towards West End food banks and help people who are in need of provisions as we lead into Christmas. So we're hoping tonight that will continue. We've had great donations from Newcastle United supporters and fellow Geordies, and we're hoping that will continue tonight.
The French Oven Bakery also held its very own special lesson in macaroon making for the market goers. First opening in 1835, the Granger Market is a staple here in the Northeast and continues to be popular among the locals.
It's a very special market though. I used to come a lot when I was little with my mum.
The Christmas market had over 4,000 visitors more compared to last year.
Today, you'll see lots of people wearing their festive knits. It's the official Christmas jumper day, set up to raise money for charity Save the Children. Celebrities and politicians have been posting pictures on social media of them in their jumpers. Theresa May and Boris Johnson have been joining in too. SFC have also been getting involved. They visited children in Sunderland Royal Hospital in their Christmas jumpers this week, handing out gifts to children who will be spending Christmas in hospital. The charity says that donating £2 could go towards a hot meal for a child, or it could bring essential healthcare, education and protection to millions of children. Cash for Kids, also in the Northeast, fundraisers have taken part in a trolley dash to help give Christmas presents to disadvantaged children in the region. It took place at the BM store in Ryhope. Teams of fundraisers had 30 seconds to throw as many presents in their trolleys as possible. It's part of the Cash for Kids charity campaign.
£1,509.02, everybody. What about that? Our charity Cash for Kids do amazing work with you and with the people of the North East to make sure that we can get that number from 47,500 to 0 on Christmas Day morning by making sure that every kid gets a present off Santa. I personally have done the trolley dash twice, but we've done it for a good few years now. And when you're doing it, you're looking for which toys would be great for certain ages and certain kids, making sure there's something for everybody. Girls stuff, I'm not great at finding the girls stuff, to be honest, but you look for what you can see. The colourful, sparkly things. Boys stuff, stuff for teens, stuff for that age group. You know, making sure that basically every age group has something in the trolley by the time you reach the bottom of the aisle.
Geordie Shore star Aaron Chalmers is back in mixed martial arts action tonight. He's fighting at the Barma New. It's the third MMA fight for the reality.
He wins no defeat. He wins officially at 169.6 pounds.
He's looking to continue his winning run tonight when he steps into the cage against Carl Donaldson, who is making his MMA debut tonight. Since Sunderland last won at home, Donald Trump becoming President of the United States, the 8th installment in the Star Wars franchise was released and the UK triggered Article 50, starting the Brexit process. It was the 17th December 2016 when the Black Cats last won a match at the Stadium of Light in a 1-0 win over Watford. To make matters worse, Sunderland have only been in the lead for a total of 7 minutes throughout 2017, making it bleak viewing for Sunderland fans. Sunderland already hold the record for the longest run of matches without winning at home and are now in danger of going a full calendar year without a win. A victory against Fulham tomorrow will mark 364 days since the last home win and halt that unwanted streak. And finally, imagine being 512 years old. That would in fact make you older than William Shakespeare. Well, scientists believe that they have found a wild shark who could be that age. The enormous Greenland shark may be the oldest living vertebrate in the world. The shark was measured to be 18 feet long and weighed more than a ton. Given that Greenland sharks grow only 1 centimeter a year, the length of the shark means it is anywhere between 272 and 512 years old. I bet that shark has quite a few candles to blow on its birthday cake. That's it for now. Me on Wearside team would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Goodbye.